People forget that the Minnesota Vikings got an NFL record holder on their team. Let's talk about who that is next. Welcome to Minnesota Sports Talk. I'm your host, Dave. You can follow me on Twitter at Skorworld and at nbcsports podcast. Also, go down and click like, click subscribe, leave a comment. I want to hear what you think about what I'm going to be talking about, and ring the bell so you never miss a show. Now let's get started. So, of course, the man I'm talking about is ours one and only Adam Thielen. Now, I just talked about him on our live show, Purple Pocket Podcast. We do a show called Sko Live 2 or 3 times a week. We'll be doing it tomorrow, Thursday. Probably 8:30 or 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. So we were talking about Adam Thielen. A question was asked: is he a Hall of Famer? Of course, he's not. He hasn't put up the numbers yet, but he's still only 31. He was 31 last year. Be 32 this year. If he was to throw 4,000 or 5,000 yard seasons together to end his career, there would be a good chance. And if Vikings went to a Super Bowl, he would get recognition for that. But as of right now, he's just a surefire Ring of Honor player for the Minnesota Vikings. But we hope, and everybody does, that he retires a Viking. And I think he's got at least 4 years of really solid football left in him. Now, we all remember the story, and let's just reiterate it a little bit. He paid his way to a regional tryout, and he ran like a 4.5 40, which raised eyebrows. He obviously had skills. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been asked to join. But that 4.5 solidified it that he could play receiver in the NFL. And the Vikings ended up signing him for a 3-year contract, and he was waived his rookie year, but was put on the practice squad. The big year was when Diggs was a rookie, and Diggs didn't start the season, but I ended up getting to play and had like a couple 100-yard games in a row. Then Adam Thielen got to play and did the same thing. Now he got on the field a couple of times his first 2 years, but his third year he finally got to significant playing time. Now, his 24 and 25-year-old season, 2014, 2015, he didn't get to play 2013. He 137 yards his second year, or his 2014 season. His 2015 season, 144 yards, and then he broke out because he got to start 10 of 16 games, and that was for 967 yards. Now, he almost broke 1,000 that year, and it'd been a while since we had players break 1,000 yards, right? And then 27, 28-year-old seasons, he just was awesome. 91 catches, 1,276 yards, and then 113 catches, 1,373 yards in 2018. 2019, he was doing good but got hurt. 10 games, 418 yards. Diggs really took off that year, obviously. But when Thielen got hurt, Diggs was, out on an island by himself and didn't have Thielen there. And Thielen did make it back for the playoff game and played fairly well. But it was important to have Thielen on the field there. 2019, that was the 2019 season. 2020, he bounced back, started 15 games, and played in 15, started 15, ended up getting 925 yards. So he's had almost 4 1,000-yard seasons. Not going to get him in the Hall of Fame, right? So, and then last year, he played very well. 13 games started, 726 yards. This is one of those things, if he stays healthy, he probably has 5,000-yard seasons. Maybe 6. If he, the 2019 season stayed, was healthy the whole season. Because we had a pretty good team. Now, what is he going to do this year? He's looking just like the old Adam Thielen. He is making great touchdown catches in the spring practices. He's looking great. He's one of the best route runners, if not the best, and he's got one of the best hands in the league. He's adequately fast. He hasn't really showed any signs of slowing down. He did get injured with that ankle injury. He tried to come back too fast. That was another thing. We were forcing injured players to play last year just to try to get to the playoffs. Let's not be in a situation anymore. We got enough depth right now that we don't have to play injured players. So Adam Thielen and Cook last year came back on the field even though they were injured. Cook actually survived the game that he came back on, but Adam Thielen didn't. He got hurt again. Now, supposedly he's completely healthy. He's looking great in preseason. Adam Thielen, even though he had 726 yards, I feel like he's my comeback player. Like a guy that was hurt Daniellehunter and Adam Thielen are my two comeback players. They have super amount of talent and still young enough to make a bounce back like that. And I think the biggest thing is how much we're going to throw the ball, or how many more plays we'll run as an offense. Not just throwing the ball. We'll throw the ball more because we'll have more plays. We won't be this wait for the clock to run down, snap it with 2 seconds. We're going to be hurrying up on offense a lot more than we did the past 2 years. And I think we'll have more offensive plays. That means more offensive opportunities. He's still better than KJ Osborne. I trust Thielen on the field more than any player outside of Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson does not have as good a catching hands ability as Thielen does. Although very good, Thielen's still the best hands on the team. Still so many highlights, such great body control, such great route running, and he's one of the biggest red zone threats. 2020 he had 14 touchdowns. 2021 he had 10 before he got hurt. He was leading the league at one time in 2021. Adam Thielen is still a great player for the Minnesota Vikings. Look for him to bounce back. He's going to have 1,000 yards this year if he stays healthy. If he's big if. These aren't really nagging injuries that he's been getting. So, and it's been a different injury. So I think Adam Thielen completely is going to come back, bounce back, play 14 to 16 games this year, and have 1,000 yards. Book it. That's my prediction. This is Minnesota Sports Talk. You can follow me on Twitter at SkoWorld, at MN Sports Podcast. Click like, click subscribe, leave a comment. Tell me what you think about Adam Thielen. I'll see you next time.